Welcome to session 4 of my Rising Strong Bible study, where we look at Bible stories through the lens of Brene Brown's book, Rising Strong. Today we look at a New Testament story showing the second phase of the Rising Strong process, the rumble, where someone works through all of the hard emotional work of how to deal with a challenge and find a way into the third stage of revolution. Today we are looking at the temptation of Jesus, one of the few opportunities for us to see Jesus rumble. This happens right after Jesus is baptized and right before he begins his public ministry. During this rumble, Jesus is working out what it means to be God's son. This is the temptation of Jesus according to St. Luke, the 4th chapter. Jesus was full of the Holy Spirit when he left the Jordan. Then the Spirit led Jesus into the wilderness. There he was tempted by the devil for 40 days. He did not eat at all during this time. So by the end, he was famished. Then the devil said to him, "Since you are God's son, command this stone to become a loaf of bread." But Jesus said to him, "It is written, one does not live by bread alone." Then the devil took Jesus up to a high place and in an instant showed him all the kingdoms of the world, saying, "All of these have been entrusted to me, and I can give their glory and their authority to anyone I choose. All of these can be yours if you bow down and worship me." And Jesus said to him, "It is written, worship the Lord your God and serve only him." Then the devil took Jesus up to a high point of the temple and said, "Since you are God's son, throw yourself down from here. For it is written, he will command his angels concerning you to protect you, and they will bear you up on their hands so that you do not hit your foot against a stone." Then Jesus said to him, "It is said, do not put the Lord your God to the test." After the devil had completed all of his temptations, he departed from Jesus until a more opportune time. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. In today's story, the devil says to Jesus, "Since you are God's son, then do this." He says this twice. The devil knows that Jesus is God's son. Jesus knows that he is God's son. That was declared to him at his baptism. But it seems like both of them are working out what it means to be God's son. So Jesus faces these temptations, and in the process, he is describing, he is showing what this means for him. He easily turns down every temptation that the devil brings to him. And this prepares him then to go out and to begin his public ministry. For this early stage in Jesus' ministry, I really think that his reckoning is at his baptism, when he is declared to be God's Son. His rumble is this temptation that he faces. And then the revolution is his early ministry. Once he understands what it means to be God's Son, then he is able to go out and show the world what this means for him. As always, there is so much more to discuss about this story. You are welcome to join me for the Zoom discussion. And in the meantime, here are 6 questions for you to consider. Do you agree with my definition of Jesus' reckoning, rumble, and revolution in his early ministry? Why do you think Jesus needed to be tempted? The Holy Spirit led Jesus into the wilderness for a purpose. Why? How do these temptations help Jesus learn about what it means to be God's Son? What current events do you think of when you hear this story of a rumble? Where is God in this story? And what do you need to rumble with? What challenges are you facing that you need to work through so that you can find your own revolution? God be with you.